So I'm out here with the Potensic Atom 2 drone. Came out, filming this video in the beginning of June. It came out sometime this spring in the March, April period here. Done a couple of videos on it so far, but this will be my kind of beginner's video where I take the drone out and kind of show you, in the menu systems, all the different settings for it. So this won't be, it's mostly going to be a screen recording type of video. I've already done an unboxing. I've already done another video where we've checked the video quality and even some of the photo quality. So if you're looking for that, I'm going to link those videos, above someplace to go to the two videos I just mentioned. So this one's going to be mostly for somebody who's getting the drone. They want to know how to do, almost from the beginning up to fly the drone through a screen recording. So I'm going to show what everything I do in the video. I'm going to show you in the screen recording how I did it. So yeah, so I'm Ron Brown from Ron Brown's YouTube channel. I cover a lot of tech, cameras, and drones. Kind of known as a drone channel, but I cover a lot of other tech too. So if you like the video, please take the time to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll see more videos. So okay, I've already covered a lot of specs about the camera, so I'm not going to repeat all the specs. I've covered that in the first couple of videos. This is mostly just going to be flying a drone today and exploring the different options you have, because even though this is a budget price drone, it still has a lot of features, even some features that some of the other budget price drones in the same kind of category don't have. So yeah, so no further ado, let's get right into this video. I just want one more thing before we take off. Of course, I'm using the Potensic Atom 2 controller, this kind of new style controller. They've never had this before. It's kind of big, kind of reminds me of the FIMI X8 controller. But just, a lot of people ask this. I'm using an iPhone 16 Pro Max, the bigger one, and it does fit in here comfortably, in the middle of the controller with the case on. So a lot of people ask that question. Just want to answer that right here for you. So, and a couple other bits and bobs before we take off. This drone is under 250 grams, so it doesn't have to be registered in the U.S. If you're a hobbyist pilot. If you're using it as a Part 107 Pro drone, then you need to register it. And it does have remote ID built into the drone, so you don't have to add a module to it or anything. So again, a hobbyist does not need remote ID, but anybody else doing it, if you register doing pro work, you need the remote ID. And what remote ID is, if you're a beginner, you don't know it. They call it a kind of a driver's license, a digital driver's license in the air for the drone. Essentially, what it's going to do is law enforcement and even just anybody with an app, and I'll try to link an app down below, can see where the pilot of the drone is flying from on an app, on a map. I kind of like that little rhyme there. Some people don't like that because they don't want people to know their location, but it's a law that was put in by the the Congress a couple years ago. So it is what it is, and it has it. So whether that's a good or bad thing, that's up to you. Let's go. One more thing. When you first get a drone like this, it usually asks you for a compass calibration. That involves like kind of going into the settings, hitting, calibrate compass, and you would spin it, like this a couple times, and then also the other way around. And on the screen itself, it'll tell you when it's calibrated and you're good to go. You essentially only have to do that before your first flight. And you really don't have to do it again unless the drone asks you for a compass calibration. Some people are going to tell you different. Some people are going to tell you to calibrate before every flight. I'm not going to tell you that's right, wrong, or whatever. But if you basically if you go by the guide, the instruction book for this drone, it doesn't say you have to do it before every flight. So I'm just going from there. So again, that's a hot topic here. I'm only telling you what Potensic tells you here. So okay, so I think that's all the bits and bobs. So we're going to record probably 4K 30 on the drone, but the screen recording is going to be 1080p or something like that. So none of that's going to matter today. I mean, maybe I'll take the footage I shoot and throw that out as a separate video. But usually it's not good footage because usually I'm starting, stopping the drone, changing settings. So usually it's kind of a not a very fun video to look at. But anyways. Here we go. Ready to take off here. We have 18 satellites. All the other safety checks are good. We set our height and return to home and and all that jazz. Here we're ready to go. And we're going to take off using the sticks down and in to start the propellers. You can't see the drone right now, but check whether the battery buckle pops out. Okay. And now we're going to use the left stick to put the drone up in the air. You're going to see it in a second. Oops. Didn't take off quick enough. Okay, I'm going to bring it popped up a little high there on its own. Now you're going to see the drone in front of the camera, hopefully. So it is hovered in place. We're at 19 satellites now, and we're going to take off slowly here. Going to go kind of straight out here. You'll see it for a while. Then I'm going to go up. And we're going to hover over the dune. It seems to have a good hover. You always want to check your hover. It's hovering good. It's stable. We still got 19 satellites. So we're looking, everything looks real good here. And the screen recording here, you see on the left, you see that H with the arrow above it. That's your return to home. We gave it a little, let it look where it's spaced, so it should know its home point. Below you see our maps. Below that, and to the right in the middle of that red thing, that indicates that we're doing a recording there on the drone. And if you look down below on the right hand side at the bottom, that is counting down the amount time we have on the memory card. It looks like 3 hours, and I put the EV down to minus 0.05 because it's very bright out here. We have no ND filters for this drone. Not really going to get into all what the EV and stuff means, but basically I took it down to stop. And on the upper left-hand corner, you see, and around that red box, you see at 90% battery now. I had to do a firmware update before this drone started. It was V015. So that's the current firmware as of June 3rd, 2025. And then the countdown timer under the green there showing how much time we have left on the thing. So I didn't start at a full battery because, as always happens when you get in the field, you always need an update, and that always probably kills 5% off the battery life. But otherwise, we'll fly this all the way down so you'll have an idea of the real flight time. You just look at the screen recording, look at the time it started, and you go from there. Now we're up to 20. See with the RC signal back to the controller, it's got all 4 bars up there, so we have a great a signal to the controller with 24 satellites now. And that other thing there with the 0 beside it, I don't know what that is. It's got the 0, it's like a 0 and what looked like the camera thing. I'm not sure what that is. And of course you have your coordinates down below. Your height is 104, so it's 104 feet up in the air. I just set the U.S. Imperial. No, that's the distance. Sorry, the distance is 104 feet away. The height is 29 feet, and the other things are, the speed. We're not moving now, so there's no speed. And again, in the middle on the left side, you see a 1x button. You could hit that to 2x and zoom in. You see the people on the beach there, so we're going to zoom out for right now, but it looks pretty good. And over here you have your different settings here. I can't change it into photo or anything else. The little film strip above the recording thing, you cannot change out while you're actually recording. I would have to stop that and change it over to photos or some other setting. And below it, another box is grayed out is where you can look at the footage, the pictures and video you shot here. And then that A down below is it just gives you more options in your photo settings, like you change your ISO, shutter speed, white balance, so on. So I'm going to leave those on auto for the purpose of today's video. So I got my roll 4/3 on, so I could bring that down, and then you keep that level with the ocean. So that's probably a little more cinematic looking here. So and I haven't adjusted the flight, the control settings here. So may not exactly be as smooth as I like, but that's what we got here today. So we're not going to do a range test here, but we may get partially blocked by some of these big buildings here. So that gives you kind of a signal strength here. So I'm gonna go up in the air. It's giving me warnings down, comply the local laws and regulations. We're in Class G airspace here, and we will be flying over people today. You see some people on the beach, but I'm going to keep it kind of over the dunes or the ocean and not really over the people on the beach. So let me go up here to, I usually go up like around 100 feet, and you could go up to 400 feet with the laws in the U.S. here. Keep it under 400. But I'm going to go down this way a little bit here. Now, we're just in regular mode here. Of course, we have sport mode and the cinema mode and all that, but we're just in our regular mode right now. Okay, so it seems to be flying just fine here. Kind of, maybe I'm already kind of little bit partially blocked by that building, and the signal strength still is going to go up a little higher. When you lose signal, just go up to the height, just get higher. So there we go. Sure, no obstacles are in your path, so we're not. So yeah, things look real good here. Our signal is staying 3 bars, even though we're now 1,000 feet away. So yeah, and the transmission, the clarity of the image transmission back from the drone to the phone is clear, but it's not quite as good as some other drones I've seen. And I'm not trying to make this a comparison between other videos. I'm not going to get into that too much, but I've seen better image transmissions even back to a phone. I'm using, again, an iPhone 16 Pro Max, which has, nits, I think, up to 2,000. So, take that in a grain of thought. So see that with that little house on the beach here? Let's see if we can zoom in with 2x a little bit on them. So on the left side, you have the scroll wheel, which controls the gimbal. This is behind the, the shutter, the camera button or whatever. So there's that house in 2x. So say I want to take a picture of that house. So you would go over. You saw when I'm moving the gimbal. Look at the left side. You see that kind of wheel there showing my angle. So I'm going to stop the thing here for a while. And I'm going to go up to the film strip is active now. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to hit photo. Okay, so now we're in the photo mode. And in photo mode, we have single, bracketed photo, and burst photo. So we're just going to, for purposes today, we're going to go single. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to hit the 2x again to get the house close. I'm going to tap on it once here to kind of tap to focus it. And then I'm going to use the shutter, the button on the left-hand side to take a picture. And you hear that, maybe, I hope you could hear that like kind of old-fashioned shutter click there, like you were taking a old school photo here. So we could probably even get a little bit closer. When you zoom in with the picture thing, adjust the antennas. Okay, see, I'm already got a little break up here, so we're going to confirm here, and we're going to take that picture here. I got a little bit too low, but I'm going to take my picture, and then I'm going to go up a little bit higher here, and we'll try to get our signal strength back. You see, it's in the red up there. So, and I'm going to, let's see, nobody on the beach out here? No. So I'm going to move out here, and I'll get it back. All right. Huh. And I got 26 satellites here, but let me just kind of bring it back. Make sure I'm not flying over. The beach is empty down here. Once I get past that building, hopefully I'll get the signal all the way back here. Huh. I thought it would pop right back because, I'm almost back. I'm only like less than 500 feet away. That's odd that, okay, there it came all the way back. But I'm almost, now drone's almost over top of me here. So, and that thing I didn't know what was on the left there. Maybe that's some kind of a pitch angle thing. I see that -14. I'm still not sure what that is. So let's go down this way a little bit here. Let's go back. Okay, we took a picture. I took another picture. Okay, let's go back and let's do some video here again. And see, that kind of zooms in it always zooms in a little tighter in video. So let me start this process here. Okay, and there we go. Now say I'm going to come down a little bit here. I was awful high there. And it's a little bit breezy by the beach here, so you may get better speed times than I do because it's always kind of breezy here at the shores. There's people coming to walk over the bulkhead. So I'm going to stop for a second. Now I'm getting video. Okay, video transmission is weak here. So let me move again here. See if I can get it better here. Yeah, we're doing a signal test here, and the problem is I'm getting blocked a little bit here. So let me, kind of come back a little bit here. So this doesn't have the signal penetration that I'm sometimes used to in some other drones. There we go. Okay, it's all back now. Okay, I'm recording video now, but I want to go up here and see where on the upper right-hand corner, you see that and in flight. So I'm going to go there, and you see the thing. So I'm going to go to the sport mode here. So and we're going to there's a return. You see all the return the stuff over there. So I'm going to hit it one more time. You see the maximum altitude, return to home altitude, maximum distance, and all that. So okay, so now we have in the sport mode here. So let's try to fly, see how fast we can get it going, and still maintain a signal. So I'm going to fly, nobody down here, so I'm going to fly down here and see how fast I can go here. Okay, I'm up to 40 some miles per hour. I had a little blip there, so we're moving good now. So avoid all these people here. Oh, all these people, these few people. Okay, so the sport mode is much more aggressive in sport mode. And you have one other mode over here. You have the video mode. So that's, kind of a cine mode where you're kind of going to go extra slow here, which is, good for real cinematic work here. Like, let me approach this pool here. So, yeah, it's, you can do much. Say if you're going to do some, like, an orbit type thing, you'd kind of do it in this mode here, this mover and the sticks. I'm not going to kind of go over that pool because there's people down there, I believe. So let me orbit back the other way. I'm just flying over what we call the dead zone here, the space between the dunes and the actual bulkhead here, and almost nobody ever is in this in the area here, except people transition back and forth. So yeah, and here's another pool over here we'll take a look at here. I'm in that video mode. I'm going to come right over top of the buildings here. You can see Lucy the elephant here, Margate's biggest attraction. Come down with my gimbal here. There's Lucy. Make sure I'm high enough here. I don't want to hit Lucy. So you see the traffic out there on that's Atlantic Avenue, the main drag here in Margate City. And you see Atlantic City in the distance over there. So let me pull back just a little bit. And this video mode here, it's not as slow as some others. Are so slow the drone's hardly moving, but this is a little more controllable. So okay, so. There you go. Good look of Atlantic Avenue, take you all the way up to Atlantic City. So I'm not going to actually go over the road there because we've got moving cars out there. But yeah, so that's it. So yeah, let's go over top of Lucy again here. And the signal is very good. Unless you have some kind of blocking your signal. So be wary of that. You want a good unblocked line of sight. So I'm going to go over here, got a little pool here at this condo building. And it doesn't look like anybody down there. So let me go back out to the beach here. Let me go avoid people here and go out to this little, I want to say this is a jetty, but it's not a jetty. It's a outfall pipe thingamajig. Okay, so I'm moving awful slow now. Avoid that person walking. I'm going to take it back into a fast, and you could do this. You don't have to stop recording. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to sport mode now. Go back out here and get some video here. So yeah, of course I'm more herky jerky on the sticks now that I've got this sport mode on. Now we're at 43% battery life, so you can see you can check the white balance on the water there. You can see the waves coming in. Of course we don't have any. We're not doing any slow-mo or anything here, but there you go. See the water. And we don't have any filters on here, so you're probably getting some glare. Let me bring it back up again, the gimbal back up. So, that's some of the buildings we saw before. So kind of fly like this, parallel along the ocean. We want to stay off the beach here because people are out sunning today. It's a decent day here. I mean, it's not real warm. It's too chilly for me to sit in the beach, but a lot of people are more You know, and talk about using quick shots and AI track down there, and we may do that in another video here. We don't have a whole lot of time left, so I just wanted to give you some of the basics here of, you know, what this drone has to offer here. We'll get into a whole video where we go through all the modes and stuff like that. I covered a little bit of them in a previous video here, so I'm going to take it back to normal here. Do kind of a more long distance here, like a little plane, but it's actually over the land and not over the ocean. I'm over the ocean, so I'm good. He's over the land. Okay, there's like a semi-orbit around, you know, 9,600. I never know what these buildings are called. I think that's 9,600 maybe. You see, look, there's a big kind of puddle in front of it. It had rained a lot here, but it said it has its own little kind of lake in front of it. So we'll do like a manual droney. Up and out of here. So it's doing well. It's a pretty good breeze down here at the beach. This drone is doing well. I feel very little pull on it. So, I mean, I'm very happy with, you know, what I've seen so far. Out of the side, you know, it doesn't have good signal penetration, or not what I'm used to. So let me stop this video here and go back to a photo and take another photo. Let's see here. Okay, here's what we're going to hit bracketed photos this time. So that's going to take a series of who knows how many photos. You probably said it someplace, but so let's see how many photos it takes. I don't know how many brackets to tie. I only heard it go one time, so I hope that was good. We're going to go back to, oh no, I hit the wrong thing. I had an 8K photo. Now we're going to hit the bracketed photos. We'll take 5 brackets. You'll listen for the click of the camera shutter. Hopefully you hear it 5 times. We didn't hear it 5 times. Okay. Video transmission signal is weak again. Guess we're too far out. Let's do zoom in and take another series of brackets. You can merge these brackets in HDR editor later on, or you could just pick the best brackets. Okay, let's get back to 1. Let's get back to video, and let's bring this baby back since it says we got weak signal. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go along the edge of the water here because I don't want to fly over the beach. Like I said, we got people out there, people on the beach. Not many, but there are. So we're going to fly back, and then we'll look for a spot where we can traverse and not be flying over anybody's laying on the beach. And we're so far up, there's no spot. Everything looks like an ant, so we're not spying on anybody. Okay, here it looks like I got a clear path right here. We're at 257 feet. I'm going to come down a little bit on that. This drone's relatively quiet, and it's windy here, so nobody knows I'm up there. It's a mini drone, it's hard to see. Okay, here we go. So it still says the RC is weak. I'm really surprised that, although I have the antenna, you know, up and pointed at the drone too, so I don't know. I didn't see this much RC signal issues the first couple times I flew it. I think this is only my second real flight outside of a short test in the, you know, backyard or something. But yeah, so we're getting low here, 22%. Let's, you know, keep flying and see how long it you bugs us until it says we have to land. And I'm in normal flight mode, so yeah. One of my 70s. So let's you know, go up and maybe get a few shots of Lucy before we have to land it. Let's make sure we're high enough around these wires here. Some wires around here. Kind of a bad orbit around Lucy here. And we're down to 20%. Usually these drones hit like 20% or something. Well, they know how far you're away from the controller, so it probably knows that I'm right near the controller, so it doesn't have to far to go home. So, okay. Let's stop that video. And let's go back to picture. Get Lucy from there. Let's go in a little bit closer. And get that gimbal down a little bit and get a photo. Okay. I believe these are JPEGs. You can set it to RAW or JPEG. So, all right. So let's, now we're down to 17%. Let's see. Maybe be able to hear it over top of me now. Okay, so. Okay, select landing method. So it wants to land now. So let's see what it's going to do here. It's just landing, okay, it's landing on low battery, so 14%. So, you know, I'm going to stop that land on low battery and land it manually. So you can probably see it in the camera now. Wind's by rocking around a little bit, it's going landing. It sees the ground now, it's in landing mode. Okay. So, you know, you want to, of course, you always want to, you know, turn the drone off. You want to get the drone off first, especially when you're on low battery. Okay, so you hit it, like you hit it, you know, and then you tap it once quick and then a long tap and it turns itself off. In the same way you turn on, short tap, long tap, kind of like DJI. And okay, important thing, I did a screen recording, so we're gonna go back into the iPhone here and make sure we get that screen recording stopped here. So, okay, the screen recording is now stopped. So that should save it. And of course, then we got the controller, the on-off button is right there. And the H button, I guess the H button is the return to home. We'll have to try that next time. I tried it before. And up here, I've showed you this before, some of the stuff. So I'm not going to go on the video here. So I'm going to turn the controller off. So now we kind of got everything shut down. And yeah, one of the big questions, I want to know how long the battery lasted. So it looked like at about 15%, it went into its, forced landing mode, and a screen popped up, and of course, again, I've only flown this once before, so, this is a beginner, it's kind of beginner, guys, from a beginner, I've learned too as I go along here, and that's my whole point. This isn't a expert video where somebody's flown it 50 times and every little, setting or whatever. That's not what this video is about. This video is, beginners it's for beginners, made by a beginner. I'm learning along with you. So, I was good to know that 15% it goes into like a forced landing. And I had an option on the screen, I think, to ask me if it wanted to return to home or land where it was, and I did nothing. So I guess it defaulted into, starting to land where it was. And of course, you saw the drone was only a matter of, 20, 25 feet away from you or whatever. So, it was so close it didn't matter. But, I just, when it started to land itself, I just forced it up with the up stick and brought it in right to where I took off from, right here on this safe deck. So, yeah, just a little things of knowledge. So again, I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, give me the thumbs up. If you had any questions about anything I did in the video, you didn't understand something I talked about in the video, please leave it down in the comments below, and we'll try to refer to it. Maybe even I'll do a live Q&A on this drone after I fly it a few more times and get a little bit more hands-on. And again, I've made a video already where I've showed you unboxing, I've showed you some video quality, clips from the drone, and this was kind of like a basic get started guide with the drone here, with the app and everything. The Potensic Eve app, I believe, is the name of the app. I was using the only app that it flies with. And maybe the next video I'll go over some of the quick shots. I think I touched on the quick shots in the other video, but I'll try to go through maybe all the quick shots if that's possible and kind of show what they do and how they use them or whatever. So maybe that would be useful to somebody. And quick shots, there's a couple other things like that. Maybe show panos, tracking, things like that, because a lot of people are interested, especially in the tracking features of the drone. So I'll do more in the next video on the tracking. Or maybe these would be individual videos, maybe a whole video on quick shots, a whole video on tracking. We'll see how much how much we get into the woods on some of this stuff. So again, thanks for watching, and I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm going to link one of my previous Potensic Atom videos right here. So I said I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm going to say I'm going to see you at that other video.